King, when I was younger.
99 tanned. That's how it should have happened. But bro starts spamming Hidden Hearts, 55th Street Alley, slap boxing, putting the absolute palms on Meruem. Excuse me. Let me ask y'all one question. Y'all ever seen someone that picked what day they were born? Like started moving around in the womb and came out on their own?
What?
Didn't think so. I'm not even gonna give you a chance to answer that. Matter of fact, look at this. Now over here. Now there. Back to me. This man's Meruem was so gangster. He started twitching around in the womb. Got uncomfortable because there was an itch he couldn't reach. Wanted to get out, but his mama said,
"Calm that down, Neo. I still got like 4 months left."
And he said, look at Curry, man. Meruem was born prematurely and still had aura out this world. Bro must have been eating good in there.
You got cheese like me?
And Tagashi definitely knew what he was doing when he crafted up Meruem. Taking inspiration from Cell was a W play. But the king is finally born. He turns around and looks at all his soldiers like, that's it? This what I got? But the way he just smirked, I'm convinced all he saw was chicken, mashed potatoes, and cornbread. Especially since on top of that smirk, he want to turn his whole body now with this devious smile on his face. Bro just ate and he's starving already, talking about some I hunger. Boy, get your metabolism in check, Custer. I apologize, sir. And since Meruem just Michael Phelps'd his way through the womb, now his mom, the Ant Queen, is basically bleeding out because her whole gut is donezo until Peggy to the rescue. Peggy gets slumped off one for trying to help Mama Ant while Meruem stands there with his tail swinging like what we learned. I just told y'all to bring me a plate. Steak medium rare, greens, baked beans with brown sugar, a brain, donkey Everybody's still sitting around looking stupid with their jaws on the floor as Meruem looks at Colt saying, "Hey bruh, clean my point now. It's nasty." Colt's like,
"Man, quit playing with me, man. No, for real, don't play like that."
Think I'm playing?
But before he can even go clean it, the granny of the ants, being so nice, offers her handkerchief since, she's got one, right? Might as well. Oh my gosh, can you stop killing people? His tail swipe left her body frozen in place as Colt gets his junk squeaky clean. Then for some reason, everybody want to be all shocked when he start tasting Nook Nook. Like, shoot, at least he didn't like it. While his loyal royal guards tell him they got some heat for him up on the roof, but they got a ways to go for real walking. And I don't think Meruem wants to walk for real because he says, "I want to go this way." And nonchalantly, it's like I'm punching a good sized hole through this thick wall. And bro, his way of getting up on the roof was so clean. The way he stuck his tail in the wall and then just floated up with ease and then landing perfectly up top. I'm like, oh yeah, this character finna be dope for real. Unlike this roid monster slamming into the freaking wall, finna knock the whole crap over. And tell me why he get a taste of these human meatballs and he still don't like the food. He tired of meatballs. He wants some real meat. Hey, yo! That rare meat. Hey, yo! So they take off, and once again, here go Meruem showing off the drip with the arms crossed as they're flying around looking for some rare meats until he lands down in front of this very unfortunate family until we see him walk up to them and a very specific part of their silhouettes just disappears, to say the least. Then he goes up and tastes them after that. That's nasty. He don't like the taste of these simpletons until P2, a royal guard, says that the brain has the most flavor, so be more surgical with it. He said, "Bet, kids ain't safe either." That's nasty. He don't like that either. So P2 offers him even more helpful advice.
Alright, so basically,
"Did I just catch you trying to help me?" She tried to tell him that his abilities can help him to tell if a human has rare meat, aka Nan. And he smacks the freak out of P2 for telling him something he already knew. Bro's ego was not finna let that slide. "You dare to order me?" And he tried to kill her with that too. Obviously not going 100%, but he definitely tried to make her float too. And after being disappointed about that nasty stuff he just had, they go on a lookout again for rare meat until they come across this big body palace where they're greeted by a bunch of soldiers with guns just for the camera to flip around, and we didn't even see what happened. Everybody just missing 53% of their body and they just walking forward like they ain't just do that.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Now bro's fiending already. Like, look at his eyes, bro. You can't tell me he didn't just shoot up before this. And more soldiers come out from behind the pillars like when Kobe cooked that reporter that one time. But also somebody looking a little different walks out too. I was like, I think bro's lost. Baki's that way, gango. But now that Meruem senses he's a rare human, wrap it up, buddy. Dude cracked his wrist and told him they was about to die painful death just to get dispatched in one shot. And now he's like, this that good stuff I was looking for. Eating bro up before he could even get to the Rai Tai tournament. Now they're at the final boss of the palace. Alright. He had some dancers on stage earlier too. Now they begging for their lives, which sparks a mini speech in Meruem, calling them idiots before smoking them off screen. And because the breeze feels so nice up here, Meruem decides to use this as his palace and the human meat plantation for himself, since eating rare humans makes him swole body. And it's crazy to think that the most savage version of Meruem was extremely strong, but not as strong as post-Rose Meruem. But I guess I'll get to that in a little bit, which is right now. Y'all know how I be talking about the sitting pose in anime. Like anytime somebody's doing this, there's either about to be an intense beating or a fire scrap. It also gives additional drip points. And I'm also gonna skip all the Gungi crap where he was trying his hardest to beat a blind girl in a game but couldn't, not even knowing that it was like a nan ability she had for real, even ripping his own arm off as a trust thing throughout that whole thing. And then he fell for her, which kind of turned him a little soft, but I mean, nobody could still knuckle up with him. And there wasn't really even a reason for me to say all that, but I don't know, bro. Who getting that Hunter x Hunter game on the jot though? Best believe I'm cooking. But Meruem just sits down like the goat while Netero rubs his stash, trying to intimidate him with his calves flexing like that. And at this point in the anime, the king, Meruem, doesn't even know his own name. Like when earlier he was just like, "What is my name? I am king." Then flex his aura for no freaking reason. So Netero's like,
Why is this crumb sitting down? Maybe if I tell him,
if he can best me in a duel, I shall speak to him his name. And for some reason, Meruem just loves games, because he stands up like, say no more, I'll checkmate you soon. Then starts walking towards Netero, and bruh, he had to hurry up and hop into his ult with invulnerability frames or something, because the way Meruem is, he'll just rush you down with no warning for it.
King, when I was younger.
99 tan! That's how it should have happened. But bro starts spamming Hidden Heart, 55th Street Alley, slap boxing, putting the absolute palms on Meruem, knocking him through the ground like he knew this junk was below, while landing on his Ninja Turtle toes super elegantly, like it is done.
Are you sure about that?
As the chairman tells Meruem that this is his tomb. Not gonna lie, that was a cold line, bruh. Keep going. He brings his arms around again now for another attack. Hidden Art, hood style, full range, slap, cracking Meruem. Now dude got him barrel rolling, scraping the ground. Like, come on, bro, you losing aura points. After slamming into a pillar, Meruem charges up, gangsta like seeing red. While Netero just happy to be here, I guess. So after going back and forth with attacks, or Netero literally smacking him around, we see dude ain't even trying to hit him yet, cause he's letting Netero hit him to show him all of his moves, calculating each step until he finally realizes that Netero brings his hands together before each attack. Now he's like, okay, I can work with that. Standing there with only dust marks on himself after all of that, making sure to give Netero his praise for his attacks, which irks old head.
Why is this bug telling me that? He's a fucking ant.
As they get it cracking again, but this time the king actually starts jumping all over the place ready to attack. And bro, in real time it's been like 5 seconds and he already sees through the BS, especially since this ant is abnormally smart, comparing their fight to freaking Gungi. So after over 100,000 hits and barely even feeling any dull pain in his body, he slices through Netero's legs saying, "Tell me my name." But he does some type of muscle squeeze crap which stops the bleeding and squares up again, nub or not. Now Meruem, thinking it's a scary movie, is like, "Next is your left arm." And when he said that one, I was like, plot, please come in clutch, not my mans, just for the narrator to, and not even a minute later, taking his arm off, landing like the Great Saiyan Man, looking like he finna hit the coldest breakdance move ever, till unfortunately he let us down. He sits again, asking bro if he's satisfied yet with both his junks missing. What type of gangstatious question is that? But I think what was even more gangsta was Netero being so unfazed, saying,
You think I can't play with one arm? Matter of fact.
with a huge statue appearing behind Meruem, yoinking him up, and with Netero using all of his power, and also Killer was sensing it and running the other way because of how diabolical it feels. It opens wide and blows the craziest 5-gun breath all over Meruem, so anytime he breathes in, he's just smelling breath as it lays waste to the entire place. And now we see how much that one powerful attack really affected the user himself, Netero. Then the king walks up, cut and bruised, but still unfazed. Like, bruh, after all that, this is really how much it affected you? Barely anything?
Come on, man.
Like, he really just be letting stuff hit him for real too, just to see how it feels and for it to give him a rush. Then Meruem goes on a yapping spree since Netero is basically on death's door, pretty much saying how he's the pinnacle of evolution and a bunch of other gobbledygook. Like, yeah, I know, you think you're like Galactus with a planet in your hands. Until the chairman tells Meruem not to underestimate the human race, you effing stupid ant, which actually gets him shaking in his boots for the first time in the show. Also finally telling the king that his name is Meruem, which is reliable information because it got it straight from Mama on her deathbed. Then Netero hits us with a nasty jump scare as he tells Meruem that us humans, we really built different for real. We got infinite potential as he pierces his own freaking heart, ending his own life. But it was a W play. Getting the king underground and injured even a little bit would make the world of a difference, which it did. Netero has a mini nuke inside of his body that goes off whenever his heart stops beating, and Meruem, only being a few feet away, I mean, he really got nowhere to go but jump in the air, admitting, you got me. Blowing everything in the area to smithereens. As Roid Monster and Zest Machine make their way toward the explosion zone, they arrive to see nothing but lava and destruction until Yuppie decides to jump straight into all that crap, getting all types of burnt up until he actually finds the king, although burnt to a crisp and limbless on his last leg, but has no last leg. And this dude would be dead right now if they didn't do all this sweet crap. They start feeding all of themselves to Meruem's burnt body as he's just loving every single last bit of this succulent meal, making his mouth all watery like so good. The dude is all regenerated and way stronger than before and can fly. Like, come on, plot. But he has none of his memories, so knowing this, Poof tries his best to keep Komugi, the blind girl from earlier, from ever even being brought up, because he sees that as a weakness for the king. So since he can fly now, Poof is like, well, good thing I got like 15 minutes left to get back and kill Komugi.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
Until bro takes off at blinding speeds. Now he's like, I got less than 5 minutes. So they get back and Meruem presses Poof about what he's been hiding, since now that Yuppie and him fed themselves to Meruem, he can feel their emotions, thoughts, and a little bit of everything.
Come on now, dog.
So when the king is about to leave the palace again just to go on a nice little stroll, Poof is like, bro, please. We don't know if there's still enemies around, which gets to the ego a little bit because he's like, boy, must be stupid if you think I can get slumped by any one of these little exploding his Ren for everybody in the palace to feel. Now this is a flex because it basically just makes everybody scared and want to go home now, especially since they know Netero's dead and gone. So now Knuckle looks at Meleoron saying, I don't know about you, but I'm out this junk. Come along if you want to. And I don't really know why they didn't just go invisible using his ability, which was a bonehead play, but maybe with all this power, Meruem could somehow detect them. Probably not, but I mean, maybe. But as they're leaving with no time to waste, solar flare, Meruem uses his end to light up the whole palace, detecting every single last organism inside this huge flash of light. And before they can even take another step, bro glides up beside them, slumping them both with ease. Like, dude really knocked him out with just fingers. Pause. All while Yuppie and Poof didn't even see him disappear like that until he just teleports back instantly with both their bodies for interrogation. But before he can leave again to give the same type of treatment, Poof asks him to play a game where him and Yuppie look for P2 while the king looks for the other 2 Nen users in the palace, which he'll find instantly. But before he can leave, he has to wait for Poof to spread his little pieces of crap so he can find and bring back P2 as a stipulation. Wait, did I just get it all wrong, bro? Anyways, but of course he accepts because he likes games too much. Then we flip to Ikalgo scheming at the same time, trying to get the word Komugi to just graze the king's ear canal so he'll remember her, since she was honestly the only thing stopping him from snapping. And even after pacing back and forth and seeing a Gungi piece, he still don't remember her, as we also see the first scene ever of Meruem actually bleeding from his nose. Bro is way too strong, so I'm glad to at least see something. So now with Yuppie dead to the rose poison and Poof coughing up blood, Poof goes back to Meruem to tell him that Yuppie is slumped, but according to the rules of their game, since P2 ain't back, Poof now has to tell his secret, which we all know is Komugi's name. And skipping ahead, he still ain't told bro the secret, so instead Meruem uses his broken end ability again and can see everything clear as day, as if his eyes are looking right at it. But now he spots somebody he ain't really see before, so with no time wasted, appears in front of Welfin, pressing him about Yuppie, scaring the bojangles out him. And dog, this Meruem is so busted, he can also sense the emotions of anybody that his end touches, including their thoughts. Yes, bruh, that big flash from earlier. And even after sensing Welfin's hostility and his desire to kill him, he still calmly asks, why do you hate me? Until Poof's scared self interrupts saying, sir, please, he'll reveal my sneaky secret if he keeps on questioning him. Like, Poof really low-key gave him an in order, telling them to stop questioning, showing both of them another aura flex like, did you just tell me what to do? And at this point, nobody we've ever seen in the show could even stop him at this point. But Welfin, being the freaking GOAT, goes through his entire brain meat looking for just one singular word, since the king is about to absolutely destroy him, or at least it looks like it. Komugi. This word brings Meruem back to his soft side after remembering all he's been through with her, completely removing his urge to even kill. He didn't even kill Poof after finding this out, and he even said to release Knuckle and Meleoron after waking up. Like the only thing he cares about at this point is Komugi right now. So as a thanks for helping him remember her, he don't take Welfin's head off, even after snapping and telling Meruem he ain't a king, he's an enemy. But all he said in response is, I hope you find him. Man, like the character progression is crazy with this one. So after real quick finding Palm because he's looking for Komugi, he resorts to even kneeling in front of her, begging to bring him to Komugi, since he's so self-aware right now and knows that he's dying soon due to the poison from the GOAT Netero sacrificing himself. And as they play Gungi once again, and since it's contagious, they both die in each other's arms, playing the game they both love. And like I said earlier, his character progression from a ruthless gangsta ant to a gangsta ant with feelings is pretty wild, and hats off to Dagashi for creating such a masterpiece that is Hunter x Hunter. I'm also looking forward to the next volume coming out real soon, and it looks like he's improving slowly but surely. And I'm telling you, this anime is too good not to be finished, but I guess I can wait 20 more years.